And it's a sacrifice that we make. And it's a sacrifice that we don't even think twice about making. We just do it. And the reason we do it is because we are Americans. God damn it, we are free because of the people who fought in World War II, World War I. Nobody just handed us that privilege of being free people. Look at that flag back there. We had to earn that right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Good afternoon. I want to thank you all on this beautiful afternoon for attending the retirement ceremony of Colonel Richard Russo. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Derek Rader, and on behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Richard Russo and his family, I'd like to welcome you all to this retirement ceremony and his 50th birthday celebration. Lieutenant Colonel Russo joined the United States Marine Corps on September 14, 1990, during Operation Desert Storm, and was commissioned as second lieutenant on April 12, 1991. After completing the Marine Corps Basic School and the Army Field Artillery Officer Basic Course, he was assigned to 5th Battalion, 11th Marines, Camp Pendleton, California, where he served in various duties as Field Artillery Officer, to include Forward Observer and Battery XO. During this time, he completed his first overseas deployment to Okinawa, Japan, where he participated in exercises throughout the Pacific. He was then assigned to Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California, as a series commander, where he supervised the training of Marine recruits until November 1995. In May of 1996, then Captain Russo joined the Marine Corps Reserve and 1st Battalion, 25th Marines, where he served in various company and battalion level billets during peacetime and in war. During this time, he attended the Reserve Infantry Officers Course and served as a company commander, battalion operations officer, and battalion executive officer. He was promoted to major, and with the onset of the global war on terrorism, Major Russo participated in Operation Noble Eagle from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and Operation Enduring Freedom in Okinawa, Japan, in the Pacific, and Operation Iraqi Freedom in Fallujah, Iraq. Promoted to Lieutenant Colonel, he was assigned as the Executive Officer of 25th Marines. In September 2010, Lieutenant Colonel Russo was selected for Infantry Battalion Command, which he regretfully declined in order to focus on his civilian career as a police officer. This led him to join Marine Forces North in January 2011 as an Emergency Preparedness Liaison Officer between Marine Forces North and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. During this time, he deployed to Vermont during Hurricane Irene and to New Jersey during Superstorm Sandy to assist in humanitarian efforts in the affected regions. On April 1st, 2015, Lieutenant Colonel Russo retired from the Marine Corps after 25 years of faithful service. His decorations include the Navy Commendation Medal, the Combat Action Ribbon, the Iraqi Campaign Medal, Sea Service Deployment Ribbon 3 awards, and the Arctic Service Medal. Next, we'll be presenting the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Richard Russo by Colonel Jeff Gallo and Colonel John Grill.
President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal to Lt.Colonel Richard R. Russo, United States Marine Corps Reserve, for service as set forth in the following. For outstanding meritorious service while serving as an Emergency Preparedness Liaison Officer, Marine Forces North, from February 2011 to April 2015. During this period, Lt.Colonel Russo consistently performed his duties in an exemplary and highly professional manner. As a Marine Emergency Preparedness Liaison Officer in Region 1, he unfailingly provided the commander of Marine Forces North, his staff, the Region 1 Defense Coordinating Officer and Defense Coordinating Element, with noteworthy support enabled by his sound leadership by example, thoughtful insight, and experience. Lieutenant Colonel Russo's work impacted positively on Marine Forces North's defense support of civil authorities' mission, both regionally and nationally. He routinely participated in regional exercises, represented Marine Forces North at national conferences, and expertly trained and mentored new emergency preparedness liaison officers. Most notably, and on short order, he provided noteworthy on-scene expertise in support of Hurricane Irene in Vermont and Hurricane Sandy in Boston and New York. His contributions directly enhanced the reputation of Marine Forces North and helped build a cadre of highly professional emergency preparedness liaison officers. His superior performance of duty during this tour culminates 25 years of dedicated service in war and peace, during which he discharged his duties with honor, fidelity, and patriotism. Lieutenant Colonel Russo's exceptional performance, professional ability, initiative, and total devotion to duty reflected great credit upon him and were in keeping with the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. For the President, Rex McMillan, Lieutenant General, Commander, Marine Forces North, Marine Forces Reserve.
Next, we will formally execute the retirement of Lieutenant Colonel Richard Russo.
Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents reading, this is to certify that Lieutenant Colonel Richard R. Russo, Jr., having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Marine Corps Reserve on the first day of April 2015 in Washington, D.C. J. L. Dunford, Jr., General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Certificate of Appreciation for service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Lieutenant Colonel Richard R. Russo, Jr., I extend to you my personal thanks and sincere appreciation of a grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service. Your commitment and dedication have been an inspiration for those who will follow in your footsteps, and for all Americans who join me today in saluting you for a job extremely well done. My best wishes to you and for happiness, success in the future. Barack Obama, Commander-in-Chief. Good afternoon. My name is Colonel Jeff Gallo, and it's customary at these things to recognize distinguished guests. So having said that, I would like to recognize Mrs. Richard Russo, Kim, and the mother of their beautiful 2 boys for all that you have done, and certainly been by his side as he transitions into the retirement, and stand by him in his everyday work with his life on the line. So thank you, Kim. I know we have fellow Marines, Chief Walasher, and members of the Beverly PD. It certainly means a lot to myself, and certainly Rich and his family, to see that in the reserve community and the Marines. You know, we have to have a family. We have to have our backing of those who love us and those who we work for and with. And it absolutely cannot happen without the support from all of you and family. It's just an absolute must-have for anybody to be successful in that. So Richie asked me to make a few remarks. I will not be long, but it is absolutely my honor to do so. Congratulations, Richie, on your retirement, joining the North of 50 Club, and all that good stuff that comes with it. You've earned it. So in the Marine Reserve community, a lot of us stick together. I actually was able to see a couple of folks I hadn't seen in 20, 25 plus years. We look for people in the Marine Reserves that, you know, it's not active duty, but with the tempo, and since really 1990 and 9/11, Marine Reserve, you're in and out. Navy, you know, National Guard, whatever the branch of services, we're in and out. And it's actually very tough, right, on family, work. And Richie was one of those guys that was always there. You know, we look for officers and staff and enlisted folks that join the program, that show up and be tested mentally and physically every day. When I met Richie early 90s, I was at a different unit up in Manchester, New Hampshire, and he's down here at Devon's. And it's like, I think that dude's going to be around a while. He's good, you know. And so we grew up together. And in the Marine Corps, we like to say, in a lot of things in life, that our successes are based on people that we surround ourselves with. And I was Richie's platoon commander, company commander, battalion commander, and deputy regimental commander, and he was the XO, so he did all the work, which allowed me to get promoted 6 times. So, you know, Richie's a Marine's Marine. He's a great family guy. And just one quick story on that. So our son is 27 years old. So we joined the married children bearing ranks long before Richie did. And he used to come in to drill weekend all the time, and like Friday night, we're exhausted. And I had maybe just come from a Little League field, and he was just pouring himself in from Boston somewhere. You know, saying, Sperry, you won't believe it. He says, we went out last night, and it was like 3 in the morning. I can't believe I'm here. And it's like, and I'm like, great. You know, I just left the Little League field, and, you know, I had to get my son dinner before we left. And then when, you know, of course, late in life, it's Kim and the 2 boys, and it's like payback right there. He came in. But it comes for those who wait, and the beautiful family. And you've earned everything today. And I will finish up by saying, again, thank you, and all those fellow Marines and other servicemen, law enforcement. This means so much. In the Marine Corps, we do everything formally. You know, we retire people, we join people, we promote people, and we do it right. It might be short and sweet, but we do it right because we mark the moment, because it's earned from that Marine in his or her family. And so thank you for coming. It was really my honor to be able to be a small part of it. And congratulations to Richie and Kim and the boys. Thank you.
All right, so I got to follow Jeff's remarks. I'm Colonel John Grella, and I am still in the reserves working with Marine Forces North, doing the emergency preparedness liaison officer thing you heard me reading a few minutes ago. I've known Richie a long time. 1998, I think, is when we first met each other, so almost 20 years now. First, before I say anything else, I'd like to just acknowledge any veterans we have in the room, any police officers or firemen. You should stand up right now, and I'd like everybody to just acknowledge them. Give them a round of applause right now. Please do that. So thank you for your service. I appreciate it. It's what empowers me and helps me do what I do every single day. Also said with Richie, and I've got no prepared remarks here. When he gets up, he'll do his thing. I got a New York public education. I drop F-bombs pretty frequently, but not as much as this guy. So I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to be good. I'm not going to say anything that would break the decorum of the ceremony today. I would just tell you, I have been very lucky. As Jeff said, you know, he's gotten where he is because of guys like, certainly guys like Richie. I'm in the same boat. Marine Corps had a little bit of a sense of humor. I got the Eagles on right now. But it's because of guys like Richie and the two sitting to his flanks. And I think I see Rick Moriarty that just stepped in the back. Is that right? The retired gunny in the back as well. That's how we go forward. We work with good people. We work with solid people. I was Richie's company commander, our rifle company commander. He was an artillery officer, so he scared me a little bit. I was wondering how is this guy going to fit in with a rifle company. He jumped right in and led his Marines and did a great job. So much so that when I became the operations officer for 1st Battalion, 25th Marines, which anybody who's been on active duty or has any connection to the military knows the operations officer job can be kind of a tough job, just like the XO of a battalion. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things going on. I said I had to have Richie as he had to be my number 2 guy, he had to be my assistant. And he was that assistant, and he did everything right. I also can tell you that I helped pave the way for him to go into law enforcement. He always was interested in it. In the civilian world, I'm in law enforcement. I hope it's working out for you guys, because I pointed him in that direction. So you got him, and I hope it's working out. But Richie went on to become a police officer, and he did both. He did both Marine Corps, and he did the police side of the house. It's very hard to do 2 full-time jobs, and that's what you're pretty much called to do when you're in the reserves. And then you have to be a father and a husband and all that good stuff as well. Thank you for putting up with that and allowing him or sharing him with us over the years. Outside that, the only thing I'll close with is you heard on his retirement, who was the president that signed off on his retirement? President Barack Obama. You know why? Richie always puts everybody else first and puts himself last, which is why we're doing his retirement in 2018 by 2015. 2015. That's how Richie is. He puts everybody up front before himself. We were encouraging him back then to do something for himself. He deserves retirement. He had a 25-year career in the Marine Corps, an exceptional career. I'm very proud to have served with Richie and these guys up here today. All I would say, Richie, is God bless and Godspeed, fair winds following seas.
Thanks, first of all, Colonel Gallo, Colonel Grella, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, just like they said, they couldn't be here without me. I couldn't be here without them. We're not going to get into that, but they were instrumental in every step of the way in my Marine Corps career and also pushing me forward in my police career. So I want to especially thank them for coming down here, and as well as Colonel Derek Rader, who was the MC. Derek and I go way back as captains in the reserves. And of course, I want to thank my mom and my dad, and my beautiful wife Kim, and my boys, and everyone that's here, all my family, my friends, Chief, my cousin Colonel Nick Petronzio, Al Gary, who pushed me and was a big piece of me joining the Marine Corps in the front place and got me prepped to go. Guy Rick Moriarty, who helped me when Colonel Grella took off on his boondoggles to the Philippines, and then who helped me hold the fort down, and then which was very instrumental in my success. But before I go on a couple other things, I have something for my wife, who got the tail end of my Marine Corps career, but still with a newborn baby. When I ran off to go do the Marine Corps thing again, she stayed home and stayed there. With my wonderful mother, who had to sit through 3 deployments, and did all this work. Picked up the tail end of the career, but my mom had to go through 3 deployments overseas, and you know, and when I was over in Iraq and all that other stuff, so I just wanted to thank them. And my dad's my hero. I'm a Marine because of my dad, so 25 years here, and I believe the Marine Corps, you know, background and the things I learned from my dad and the construction and growing up is what made me successful for everything I did, so I want to thank Dad. So thanks, Dad. So, I mean, I could go on. It was 25 years. It was a great time. I have no regrets whatsoever. It's funny because you stand up there and it's quiet and you're going through the whole ceremony, and I don't know if you ever wonder, like, what's he thinking when you're up there? And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, you know, we lost 11 guys who were in combat in Iraq. A couple of them were pretty close to me, and I was thinking about those guys, so I just wanted to mention them because, you know, through this all, they're the real heroes and everything, and they were good Marines. One was a soldier that we lost, but good guys, so I just wanted to mention that. So, other than that, like I said, it was 25 years. I went to Korea, Okinawa, Japan. We went to Canada, we went to Gagetown, Canada. I was in Iraq, Kuwait, stopped in Holland and had a couple beers on the way back. Had a couple beers in Ireland on the way over. Went out to Hawaii, Korea, a couple times in the Philippines. That was interesting. So it was quite a career, and I wouldn't trade it up for anything. So, so I guess in conclusion, thank you everyone for coming here. I appreciate it. We're going to do the birthday celebration. Well, it's not really a celebration because I'm like over 50, so I'm through with my usefulness. But we're going to have some beers and some food, and the bar's open, so have at it. Oh, and one more thing I want to see, as soon as we're done, as soon as you guys are done doing whatever you're going to do in a minute, I want all the Marines up here for a picture. Thank you.